Almost knocked my monster over. Let's see here. Alright, so today's video is going to be rather short. Just got some quick little things to go over. Last time I jumped into a test session was with the guys over at Rendered Reality, and one of them had a mishap with their index controller, and accidentally broke the end off of it while climbing, and just so happens, I'm like way out of my circle. Okay, just so happens he found an issue with the climbing mechanic. I don't think it had anything to do with why he broke his controller, but this mechanic was working properly before we started working on the drop out of the airplane and the swimming mechanic. So since buoyancy, gravity, velocity, all of that has to do with those mechanics, I think it was just an oversight issue. But I wanted to show my appreciation for him finding it, and I added this Easter egg to the game. So he said something about don't let it be destructible. It's a health object, and it'll take damage. Like, it'll react to damage. It's physically simulating right now. That's why it bounced back when it got shot. So if you wanted to, you could try to use it as a shield. You know, it won't allow the bullet to hit you, I guess. It's a PUBG reference to anyone who knows. But it'll restore your health because it's a health item. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate everything you've done, all of the media exposure, and the great feedback that you guys have provided. So as you can see, it's a consumable. So about the climbing stuff, right? And as you can see, like, I've added physics into the game where it makes sense in most places. Like, anything that can replicate relatively well, not be like super jank. I've tried to maintain, kind of control that a little bit. But so when climbing, the thing that one of those guys found out was up and down momentum velocity was retained. So if you was to sling yourself up, right, it would work. But if I tried to sling myself sideways, it would literally, the moment I would drop, it would fall straight down. And that translated into falling as well. So if you like walked off the edge of something, it would fall straight down. And some of that was part of comfort. Some people prefer not to have their momentum shoved into their body when they're falling off of something. They would rather just kind of drop off that edge and kind of stop them so they don't, it's like a VR leg comfort option type of thing. So I think it was a suggestion. I think it was something we were looking at while having the parachute. We would rather it be a control. Some of it was like, well, maybe we want to pass in thumbstick movement into the parachute. How do we want to handle swimming? So I think this was just kind of like an oversight thing. But it is something that we've previously had in the game. Retain momentum on falling. So you can clear ledges and you can actually pass the momentum from sideways movement on climbing, so that you can traverse across things like that, right? And one of my previous games, State of Night, actually had this in. So like getting from here to I missed it there by swinging yourself was relatively simple. So I wanted to just show that's something that we are we took a look at and we fixed. The other thing is that Greg VR mentions smooth turning, right? And currently the only option we have is snap turning with the right analog stick, or if you change to left-handed mode, you move with the right hand and you snap turn with the left, right? So because we're looking at comfort options, right? And we have this little nifty thing that Tim threw into the game to where you literally don't have to ever really bend down to pick anything up anymore, as long as it's within reasonable distance to you, and you get the material change. If you're sitting down, right, it's going to squat you. So we're going to look at adding in the ability to push you back up to standing, right? So you'll be able to recenter yourself kind of like No Man's Sky. And to get to objects you can't really reach too well because you're sitting, because you'd be like this, pushed up. You can just use the comfort option of the grip. So I understand, Greg, where he's coming from for the option for smooth, because when I play Skyrim, I sit down. When I sit down, I'm all about smooth turn. But the moment I stand up, my brain's like, oh, what did you do? You just broke me. So it's coming. We're gonna have those kind of options added in specifically for people who would prefer smooth turning when sitting down. But you can use it standing up. So it's not going to be like this locked in type of thing. It's just going to be a user preference. Probably won't make it into the next push, Greg, but it is going to be something we look at relatively soon. So I appreciate the feedback. Keep them coming. And until next time, guys. Ciao.